Hi, everybody. I am Sascuni Dinero, the creator and the idea of the Furry's Karma series. I wish you all welcome. Don't mind me, I'm having a little stroll around the area as this character I decided to pick up and use the idea for the film. Welcome in, guys. Now, you're wondering why I chose this one, because it actually fits the idea. It actually inspires me to create this little series about why this human actually harassing the furries. Well, we'll get to that, most of it in a moment. So you see, I had a dream. I had a dream about that day that I want to reenact of what I've been through in my dreams. I have many, many years ago. So this is why I came up with this idea. When I started doing the recording and everything to do a video project about the VRChat short tales, I came up with the idea. So stick around, guys. We're about to delve everything what we'll delve. I'm sorry, I get a little camera shot there. Stick around. We'll talk about everything what we know about the series. So we're about to get to a different instance. So I'll see you there. Sorry, my cat is very cranky. I'm not sure you'll be able to hear in the background. So I'll see you there. Welcome all. This is the birthplace of how I started my acting career. This is Audience Anarchy instance, where I come here, hang out with other people, and do some voice acting. I am a voice actor myself. We'll get to that in a few moments so I can give you some examples how I voice act and how I used it in the video of the Furry's Karma series. From the past videos that I've recorded, my voice sounded different up to this point. Probably been using a lot of voice. So, let's get to the stage right now. Follow me. So here we are, guys. This is where we actually watch the actors in action. Sometimes I get chosen to be an actor. And now, I'm going to give you some examples of how I act one of the voices, like certain characters that I use for any acting biz. So, I'll share you one of them so far. So, here goes.
This is very interesting. I'll get you the appointments as soon as possible. Yes, in the meantime, set courses to whatever. Yeah.
I will tell you what is done! Let me tell you something! If you don't get this done, minion, I will destroy you with my unholy powers!
Oh goody! I can't wait to get back my space modulator! Did these Earthlings will get what's coming? Or is it my name is Marvin the Martian?
Sometimes portraying other characters is kind of easy, but not all characters I can do because I have my certain limitations. But the more you practice other lines, the better that you become. I had this dream that I've been wanting to become a voice actor on certain characters I've watched a long time ago based on the TV show. Like from Tiny Toons Adventures I used to watch as a kid. Or the Animaniacs. All sorts of stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about from the shows. We're actually talking about how I voice act as this character. You're about to see what kind of voice I came up with. So, let's go to the instance now to show you the videos that how he put together and everything. You guys ready? All right. I'll see you in a different instance. You guys are here. Great. So now we're gonna show you the 3 videos of the Furry's Karma series that we helped put together to make it possible. So this is like the best instance we can actually showcase our videos. So yeah, let's get to it. Oh, and before that, I forgot to mention something back in the Audience Anarchy instance. How I use the voice for this character. So, you ready? How about a little close up?
Listen here, Fetties. I'm watching you every moment. So, if you think you can stop me, I'd like to see you try. Well then, let's get on with the show, shall we? Ugh. I'm not getting paid enough to do this little sketch. Ugh. Well, at least the fairies are not in this instance I'm in, so I should be fine. So I'm gonna put on my brave face. Duh. Let's go.
All right, everybody, let's get the show on the road. We're gonna start with the first one, the first Furry's Karma, the Part 1 series. Take a look.
What a fine day. Harassing these fairies like there's no tomorrow.
So basically, this is a nameless human character. We have not come up with the name of this, with the main character during the shoot of the Furry's Karma. Basically, the human has been harassing the furries, and now where you will see is he will get the taste of his own medicine of how he treated them. It's like a wake-up call. The idea of this character is that the first episode of the Furry's Karma, that there was no storyline to begin with. This is just a random idea of how the human acts as like some sort of a furry hater that goes after furries and starts harassing them. There are furry haters out there in the world that would do this to anyone. To me, let me be honest with you guys. I am also a furry in my heart. I became a furry back in 2017 during my time on Steam, because that's where I mostly reside in. At first, I have never heard of VRChat until later in 2020, when I joined a streamer that I know a long time ago. We hang out. I hang out with them, play some games and whatsoever. Oh no, we're getting off topic here. Okay, the point is that there are furry haters out there, and they will do anything to hurt others, physically, mentally, and everything. If you continue watching more of this, you'll understand why this human regrets for what he did from his actions. So I'm going to show you the different scene during the dream mode, the first dream mode, the part where we see first furry encounter sitting on a chair. So take a look at this one.
You must be one of those furries. Let me tell you something, buddy. You ain't gonna scare me this time. I guarantee that one.
So we have here is one of our friends help us with the video making. Portrays as the character as a furry sleeping on a chair. So the demonstration is that he's trying to convince that furries can be a threat to the humans. but in a different case, that this human can do anything in his dream. However, there are consequences. Consequences, what he will see in the next part around here.
Why there's three of them? What's going on? Stay back! Stay back, I warned you!
So basically, the human encounters one of the furries that in numbers, and there was no explanation why he was afraid. He was afraid of them. That actually caught me off guard there. Whenever we positioned ourselves behind behind the area. So we followed the script. The furries behind this character creeps up behind him. One of the people give him a tap on the shoulder. So when he turns around, he panics and runs. Looks like the human becomes so scared in numbers of furries that appear behind him. It could be very traumatizing. Also, it could be real life too. You know, from time to time, I did get dreams when I was little. I used to watch one of those little cartoon shows back in the 1990s. I had a dream about one of those furry characters. One approached me and they gave me one of those creepiest smiles ever. It was like a cute smile and everything, but just remember, I was a little lad back then. One approached me. I retreated when I tried to pull back. One approached me quickly and it gave me a kiss. It was a harmless kiss. Let's just put it that way. I freaked out when I was a kid. So I have my little fears and all that fun stuff. What's done in the past, it happened in the past. I'm sure you guys went through the same way as me, but not all of them. I mean, we wouldn't fall through it, went through it, and you know. So let me show you the next scene that we're about to see. So basically, these giants actually crowd around the character, giving him traumatic fears. So this is more like a nightmare. We've all had nightmares before, whether it's good one or a bad one. It all depends of what your subconscious mind goes through. It could be random. It could be anything about your past childhood, your family members, or at this example right there, nightmares that comes seeping into your head and create fear or some sort. For this case, it's just a bunch of giant furries just crowding around the humans and scaring him to death by grabbing him and whatever. All those little shenanigans. I mean, just a little silly idea that I came up with. You know? It could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I'm not very judgmental on that little situation that we just saw on the video because, yeah. Well, in that case, guys, for the conclusion of this little first episode of the Furry's Karma, I want to give a shout out to the people who helped make the project possible, especially my main editor. Well, unfortunately, the main editor is no longer with us, so I am taking the big helm of the video editing on all this. Yeah. So, again, a big shout out to the people who helped create this project. So, guys, I hope you're ready for the second part of the Furry's Karma series. So I worked on the Furry's Karma Part 2, which is The Great Escape, which we're about to show right now. So get ready, because this is where the story comes in finally, as you see how it all unfolds. And we get to discover the true name of the character. So, let's get to it.
Well, this is the right address.
Ooh. Oh,
The person has been
shot
voted
it.
for. Yes, I'm sure. I can.
In this part 2 of the Furry's Karma, the furries are now banded together to take out the human, or should we say, capture the human. After what he's done with them in the past, they had enough of his little harassing, and now he knows what's coming as we approach the situation where it unfolds into this next scenery right here.
Yeah, Alicia. I'm gonna go somewhere for a while to escape my enemies for the time being. Please, do not worry about me. I'll be back home as soon as possible. With love, Medic.
So I came up with the name Medic, the human, and that's how we got the Furry's Karma series coming to light. So yeah, I came up with the name Merrick, based on a character from a TV show or one of the anime series, but I don't want to mention it in on the camera. But it actually fits well. And the accent I tried to use for this character, based on a Russian accent, I think they had some sort of a weird R pronunciation on that stuff. I tried my best to do my part there. So basically, what was happening is that Merrick or Medic is preparing to escape into a different land or location, but a little surprise that he did not expect. What you're about to see is what happens, and boy, when I look at the video, it chills me to the bone how how it all unfolds. The scripts and everything was not required because they actually followed along with it. It was very impressive. All right, take a look at this one.
I better get. What the? What's going on? What's going on?
So basically, I intentionally missed the shot just to get the feel that he's being ambushed. And you wouldn't believe who ambushed him. What you're about to see is what gave him a run of his life.
Where do you come from?
Can't keep running.
So I actually overdid the grunting and such that people were complaining about. I can understand that. Just want to make the character lifelike, how he's very, very afraid. As you can see, he was running away from the bunch of furries that is in his mansion. Of course, there's one right there standing guarding the door. He has nowhere to run.
Impossible! No!
Looks like you've been cornered.
It's not over. I can still do this.
I tried to improvise that little sound effect when I punch one of them.
Gotta go! Gotta go!
I've been trying to find a good world to use it as a way to drive around the place in order to escape from the hot pursuit of the furries. For some reason, this world makes it much easier for me to drive around. The controls are fluid and everything. One of my actors had a hard time with the driving. I believe most of them were on Quest, and some of them were on PC. So we tried to improvise the way we could actually drive around the place, trying to get away from those characters that that Merrick was trying to outrun them. It's a kind of like a terrifying experience. Yeah, you just imagine you're going through that same situation in real life. Think of it that way.
Not if I get this one!
Unfortunately, this human tries to outrun the furry, but that one just got into the car in time. And now here comes the most disturbing part. That little lake right there actually caught me off guard while during the recording. Well, imagine if something like this happens to you. That lake part was actually random, but it actually worked. It actually fit in. They actually follow everything that unfolds without any sort of script, which is great. Oh, I did actually tell them the orders of how it's done while during the recording, or before the recording rather. So they followed it, and it worked out in the end. We didn't have to reshoot everything because reshooting everything could be a nightmare, and yeah, but the process will be quicker. But I like to have a little lengthy action before the human succumbs to his getaway. Well, we're about to enter the next scene. The next scene is where he's in a big city, and the only perfect instance that I found was the one with the 100 cars. So we managed to mitigate showing off the 100 cars in the parking lot. So here's the next scene, what you're about to see when he confronts those two furballs. Take a look.
Let's see what the... No,
Oh, finally caught up with you.
no, impossible!
This is where everything takes a interesting turn when a human came across those two furries. These are one of my friends that I play in Murder 4. They're very nice people, and I asked them if they want to be part of it. They said, sure, why not? Just to help out with the video. It's nice to have them to ask around. But in this scenario here, he came across two furries that gave him a very good scare and a run of his life. So he tried to outrun them, but for some reason, one of my friends can actually catch up to my character. I don't know how he does it, but that's actually pretty scary when he's running behind you up close. When you turn around, you just freak out. Alright, we're going to show you to a different scene further. From this part, I actually scrape my both hands while I'm doing this little acting as he trips into the pavement. I'm in an apartment I live in an apartment and actually there's some wooden floor there. When I tried to reenact the way I fell down, I actually scraped some parts of my hand, but I'll be fine. So basically what you see right here is those two furries just confronting him, and he started to freak out as you're about to see this one. The little special effects that you see were actually the blur and the ultraviolet blur. Those were interesting effects, and then as soon as he collapses to the floor unconscious. So I tried to improvise some sort of special effects. There were many options to choose from. Some of them are good ones, some of them are not the good ones. The one I'm using for editing the videos is called CapCut. It's a very nice app. It was recommended to be one of my friends I've known for quite some time, but since that we disbanded together, I decided to take over this little video editing on my own. And I'm not going to criticize anybody about how they made the videos and such. I just did what he taught me how to do it, so I improvised it on my own. There's some bountiful ideas, and sometimes I struggle finding the correct ones to use in the video editing, but in the end, it all worked out. I could find something better to use the effects, but as I'm going to mention this, it's my first time editing stuff, and I get better over time. I get better over time in the next couple of days or months or God knows how long. All right, we're about to enter the bunker, and check out these little effects on the bunker that I use. But some parts of the video I have to cut out because I stopped the recording after bit by bit. So take a look at the bunker effects. And I try to improvise.
Bunker. That's fun.
So here's parts that they're dragging the human named Merrick into the bunker, and you're about to witness what's gonna happen once they took the human to the bunker. Just take a listen.
Wow, look who's gonna be one of us soon.
That part actually got me so shriveled up. I'm not gonna lie. That actually scared me. The way he said it actually got me all shriveled up. It gave me chills. But this is all part of recording, so anything like that can actually happen. So that is some serious good acting on his part. Soon you're about to see the conclusion of the second part of the Furry's Karma. This one is a little janky. I'm not gonna lie, because the scripts that we're trying to follow, it's a bit jank. I'll just tell you that it's a bit jank. So what you're about to see is that how he put together the third segment. There's gonna be a final chase into this Karma 2, Furry's Karma 2. So let's all skip to the chasing part on that one. And we tried to improvise. I tried to improvise it as making a little chokehold on one of the furry characters. And try my way to ambush them so I can get my clean getaway. So check this one out. Check this one out. Unfortunately, we weren't following that correctly when I was trying to give him a chokehold or grabbing him by his neck. So that's a little finicky on that choking part. But we went along with the acting. I tried to improvise how to find a way out of here. And he was using one of those gun props of his avatar to shoot me. I like to pretend they're rubber bullets because we agreed that there will be no killing in the scene when the human named Merrick tries to make a clean getaway for it. So we all set up the scene here. I tried to improvise as well, trying to run into a different direction and use any necessary to make it look like an actual scene. So I tried to go different room to room, find a way to escape, but I ran into a dead end in the bedroom somehow. So I tried to improvise, and what you're about to see is how I improvised a better tactical way to run past him. Take a look.
I can do.
Come with me.
So this is like the way I like to improvise, like shove him to the side while as I run past one of my friends using the avatar. It actually worked out. So I also improvised the way I'm looking around to see where am I, how do I get out? So I have no choice but to run forward just to get away from the furries. Poor Merrick. He regrets for what he has done. I don't blame him.
Hold him down! Get off me!
So in this scene right here is where I trip, or I may have been caught by someone behind me without looking back. Uh, Whichever works. Now everybody's holding me down, or they try to improvise how they hold me down. So it's more like a cat and mice. Get caught, you get caught. Something like that.
Since we actually got this human back, let's bring him up and transfer him.
There were some technical issues when I'm being dragged into this room. We had to do several shots over and over, but it worked on the end. We actually practiced about it because one of my friends was the one carrying me around. We laughed at the fact that I was placed still outside the room because he tried to carry me in. So the only way to do it is by holding me lower in order to get through the door, which is which is strange, but it worked out in the end. We're gonna skip to a different scene about the transformation.
Freedom is just on your hands. You alright?
What's happening?
I don't remember the side effects of the last one.
What you see right there is that Merrick is going under transformation thanks to that serum that he was injected with. We didn't want to get some details of how what's in that stuff because that would be scary to know about. And now we're going to show you the last scene of the transformation is complete.
That includes you, George. He's naked.
What do you mean I'm naked?
Usually are when they become bigger than they're.
What is this? Looks like the human has became one of them. The scary part is the details of this Naruto dragon. Alicia, it's been a long time. I heard what happened that you became one of us. So from that point, from what I just said there, is that his girlfriend, well, his wife, Alicia, became one of the furries as well. It never explained how that she became one of them, but in the next upcoming, the beginning chapter of his story is about to come up. Alicia, come. Let's just be together for once again. Of course, it shows off the kissing scene. Not safe for kids though, but this is how they kiss.
Say cheese.
Jeez. Oh, Alicia. Together would be great. Come, let's go somewhere nice. Live a whole life as a fairy. I came up with the last part there, and so what just happened that Merrick became a furry, and he went through with it through his entire life now. So moments later, he went to see his wife, Alicia. That's the name I came up for him as his wife. But we're about to see in the other chapter, Merrick's story, the untold story. You will see how everything unfolds before the event like this happened. Guys, I hope you are ready for what you're about to see and how he came up with the idea. Now, I bring you Merrick's story, which is Furry's Karma, the Untold Story. Take a look. My name is Merrick. I am a student from my old school. I was ready to. What you see here is the text, like some sort of visual novel style reading. I actually voiced it while I'm using the CapCut. I wasn't using my headset at that time while I was editing the video. I was actually using from my headset of my microphone built in, which is my gaming PC headset. So you'll understand why I sounded so different, as I was trying to sound like a character in my VR headset. It is very weird, but yeah. So I actually came up with the lines of writing it down and do some editing so that my character can actually speaks. When he speaks, he's actually telling his own side of the story of how he been through and how he got to the furry universe in the first place, which I came up with that idea. I don't know who would also agree to that fact. I'm just trying to throw everything out, so don't sue me. Don't judge me of what I came up with. But I do know this, that I made a point that where this human named Merrick, like I'm portraying right now, is very terrified of those furries. Uh, the reason I came up with that idea is that I've been through the same way in the past. Back when I was a kid, I was actually scared of them. Based on the cartoon show I watch, certain cartoons actually give me some little traumatic, scary moments. We're not talking about the hideous looking character like the. No, we're actually talking about the cute looking characters, the innocent looking ones. It's hard to explain it all, but during my life. So I came up with this idea of how Merrick is very frightened of those furry creatures when they walk around or such like that. So I tried to improvise it at least to make it fit for how he feels about being near one. What you're about to see next one is actually we came up the idea of his girlfriend named Alicia came up to him and he's very happy to see her. Uh, Take a look.
Medic. Medic.
Ah, Alicia! Alicia! How are you, my dear?
I'm very good. How are you?
So in this scene right here, we tried to improvise a good model for a female character. Basically, Merrick's girlfriend that he met throughout his entire childhood from the beginning. We tried to find a good model for a female character, and this is as close as we can get. She more looks like a goth type of person or some sort. I just can't describe it. We also try to make sure it's safe for work, so that way we don't get in trouble, you know. So this is as close as we can try to find the model for this. So basically, this is his girlfriend that he wishes to marry her and start a new life together as husband and wife. The story's a little stretchy up to a certain point, but I tried to improvise it as best as I could. But yeah, so this it actually works. It actually works.
Excuse me, sir.
What you see there is a reaction how that Merrick feels about that furry up close. That he gets jumpy and terrified at the same time. But he didn't want to retreat because there's only one furry character. So what you see right here is that this mysterious cat character wants to help this human character. He wanted to help him start his new life by completing one of the tasks. And I came up with this little weird idea of how he wants to complete the tasks. We're gonna skip it all the way to the dialogue of the visual novel. So time to fast forward.
The instructions from a mysterious fairy was rather strange, but I accept the task nonetheless. I was ordered to harass those little vermins. Why? I do not know or care. I just want the money. So, I took some medications and got to work.
What you see here is our pictures that we decided to take a screenshot in some the big city locations, just to portray the moment how this human is harassing and torturing these furry characters. Kind of like in real life, how people bully online against the furry community. This is just a little example of what they look like. We're not trying to harm anyone or in any way possible. It's kind of like this internet bullying, how you go harass one another just to make them suffer. It's kind of like the same way when you go up against the furry community, do the same sort of a wicked act. The pictures that you saw there, we agree that we made some pictures of how this sort of harassment goes with, like what you saw just now. It's also the same case that when there's like internet bully goes online, targets one of the members in within the furry community, trash talking him. Like most of the cases in Discord, they had that same situation. I'm actually in several Discord groups that I'm in, and I've seen cases of how random people coming into the server and starts trash talking other furries and all that stuff. It's quite the little a pandemic sort of thing that people would do these days. Well, up to this point, that most things actually calm down for the time being, but there's more likely it will rise up again at any point. So the people of the furry community will respond swiftly. They'll take care of all those bullies online. It doesn't bother them. But for some people who are very sensitive, actually gets turned down on it. I'm not trying to call out anyone or anything like that. I'm just keeping it to myself that what I've been through back then. I have seen some of the cases before. Uh, it was not pretty. I've been through the same way when I was in the other fandom, but I will not discuss it about it on camera. So, in the meantime, guys, we're about to show you is the greatest escape. I actually planned this beforehand, and people actually came to the world that we were in to make that final shoot. We looked around the map to make it look like a big scene that we actually do the last chase confrontation between Merrick and the furries. All right, you guys ready? Let's roll it. Wow, everything is quiet.
Where do you think you're going?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
No. And this is the part where he confronts the amount of furries within the instance. So, the motion is set and ready to execute. My grunting needs a little bit work on the huffing and puffing, but it has improved over time. So it's not too bad now. So a little bit of practice from my previous projects, I've done better now this time. What you're about to see is how I made that big leap. I don't know how, but it works. Imagine you jumping off that high, from that bridge that high. You would most likely break your legs. I didn't think it over at first, but people actually criticized me how I made it happen. I actually agree with them. I actually agree with them. But it worked. It works. And this is where I get cornered by a couple of furries. There are a few back there. Unfortunately, one was left out because the person was unable to jump over that rail.
which I can understand that. Based on the avatar that he was using, it did not work in his favor.
No. There must be something I need to use! What's this?
Don't mind me, I tried to improvise on some sort of flashbang. Watch this.
Flashbang!
It actually works out because I actually added the sound effect and the little flash effects. It pretty much worked. I don't know what happened to one of my friends there. He just stood there in front of the door with a smile on his face. I think he just jumped out of the way, but due to the latency, he wasn't able to move out in time to make it look like. It makes it look like I just ran into him and it just kept on running as quickly as I can. But yeah. I heard that little laughter in the background, but that actually made me giggle. But I try not to giggle while I'm trying to escape. Yeah, it was pretty amusing.
This way! I'm almost out!
I intentionally ran back in here because this is actually the train was actually behind us all this time, so I make it look like he's actually in the train station, which technically he is. He just ran back in hopes to elude the furries. As you see, the train is right there, and there's some other people who are actually bystanders, and they just want to relax and everything. After I offer them if they want to be in the video, but in the end, they didn't want to be, so I had to cut them out. They're not involved, even though they got caught on the camera. Well, let's just assume that they're just backups ready to capture them. Let's just put it that way.
I never thought I made it. That was very nerve-wracking.
So would you see that Merrick was able to escape the furries from the big city? I tried to improvise from a world that we actually use as like an actual moving train, and this is like the best one I found so far. It actually works out, actually. So I decided to put it in the video for it. So what you see here is that Merrick managed to escape, and he has the money ready to start a new life with his new future wife, Alicia. With the money was given from the mysterious character, he can start the wedding, and also buy a mansion for them to live happily ever after. But just remember this happened like 2 months before the event when he became a furry, along with his wife Alicia. So this is how the story unfolded.
Catch that stupid human.
Well, while we were chasing him, I'm very good with cards, so I slipped a tracking card into him before he could escape.
The last part here is where they gathered together. They banded together to make preparations of going after the human, which is Merrick, after what he's done to them. In private layer, 2 months later, they managed to bring the word out to everyone that be on the lookout for Merrick character and how he's been harassing the furries. And now, 2 months later, this is how it all ended, with the little text about to show you.
2 months has passed. I continue to harass the fairies, but look what happened. He stopped supplying me funds, so I did the same, but the damage was done.
So he's recalling the fact that it sounded like the mysterious character double-crossed him, and now he wants the human to suffer. It's like it was part of his plan the whole time. I actually thought about it in secret. Excuse me. I thought about it in secret, so no one should be able to know about this mysterious character, what his actual role plays in. So, to me, it sounded like he planned it all along,
and he wants the human to become a furry. Isn't that strange? Don't you guys agree about that? So what you see here are the flashbacks at 2 months after 2 months later. This whole thing has taken place, the greatest event ever, where he becomes a furry in the end. This is what the furry's intention all along, to capture the human and make them one of them. And now the next part is that made me sad the most after I did the voice acting and the text. What you're about to see.
He said, "You will see your girlfriend. She's waiting for you, and she decided to be one of us. She loves you very much. Don't keep her waiting." That's right, my love of my life, Alicia! When I saw her, she's more beautiful than ever. On this day, me and my wife, Alicia, started our new life as a fairy. Rest assured that no other humans follows my footsteps.
What you just saw her in the end, he wanted to make sure no other people follow his footsteps as the harasser. And I'm going to explain what it all means. What does this mean is that no one should be harassing one another. That we should be on the positive side, like become good at heart to one another. Even if people who have a different fandom, like furries or bronies, or sorts of stuff. Just we have to remember that we are living in this world together. We have to band together and become good, not being evil. The same way that we do things in our daily life, that we have to love our enemies, not make enemies with one another. And so I beg all of you to do your good part. To do your good part. Become as one. I mean, whether if you want to stay as a human, that's good. But we should also make friends to other people who are furries or other bronies or any other fandom characters that they like, because deep down we're all humans on the inside. Just you have to remember that we're all good people here. We're not trying to make enemies to one another. I mean, I've been through the same road like many years ago, and I regret for what I'd done. I did some awful things back on Team Fortress 2 as I played, because I love Team Fortress 2, and I had some good people back then. But everything changed during my time living and playing Team Fortress 2 with others. I've been to the worst road possible. And I haven't seen them with my friends in a while. So, I beg of you, all of you, that set aside your hate and love one another. That's all I'm asking. In conclusion, what you saw here is a presentation about the Furry Karma series. Basically expresses that humans, like what you saw as Merrick, have been harassing the furries. And of course, we should not harass them in any ways. We should be friends with them, even based on their personas or anything like that, based on their ethnicity. So, on behalf of this day, we bound together as one, as a family. So, we want to give you all a clear message that please do not hate on the furries. Learn to love them. And for me, I'm also a furry. If you don't believe me, I can just do this. And there you have it. I too am a furry, and I'm actually proud of it. We should all be proud of who we are, express ourselves how we believe in.
Well, guys, thank you for being part of the projects. It's been really fun with the Karma series, and we will continue making more videos. So, guys, I wish you all farewell and see you in our next Tales chapters. Until then, take care.